the tracks you have trekked, at the lines that have led to it? Do you trace a map of all the miles that have fed into now? Do you wear the ones well worn by the hundreds of heels that have helped to draw these grooves into the land with its layers of grass and sand? These pathways that sway in and out, so that the landscape itself speaks of the ones that have wandered it.
Because FLIA is this path. Woven together like strands that enmeshed create a stronger rope.
A decade of movement, action, traversing, where people's paths cross, overlap, intertwine, for the duration of a doctorate, the moments in a master's, or the enduring space of a bond. What do you do at a decade? These tracks, they speak, asking,
what do you do in a decade? How do you document a decade dedicated to a continent of contradictions? Because Africa is not linear. Africa can be unforgiving. Africa is not digestible. It can cause a stomachache, a heartache.
But Africa's heart is beating, and FLIA is not fleeting. Together you have walked, ever seeking better questions, more places of meeting. Together to forge deeper meaning.
From evidence to events, programs to panels, fellowships and friendships, from questions to
more questions. Publishing papers, books and blogs asking how Africa eats, how Africa trades.
The sequence of Africa Summit's towering top, forming a mountain range of ideas, molded by the minds in this very room, forecasting a grand future, learning from a forgiving past.
Learning from those who have passed, the Mkandawiris and the Allens, whose steps we follow, whose voices still echo, making these issues legible, lending a language to policy.
Speaking today Africa's prophecy. So yes, it's about thesis and literature reviews, but deeper, it's about redefining, breaking out of a mold that is confining,
about recognizing the artful beauty in the hands we hold, finding a home, residing in creatives, whose tracks trace another way, ever bold. For fellows who have walked among the herd and flown away, paving a promise for us, PfALers, converging from 1,000 unwitting paths.
Into these corridors and classrooms, where you can smell jollof cooking and the sound of someone's voice. Where in a hug you feel a wide open sky, lost on the looping library stairs.
PfAL is being the only African in the classroom, but feeling the heat of their summer sun in a smile through the cold British winter.
Where the WhatsApp group chats still spark their debates, even though it might be years since the graduation date.
FLIA, look at what you have done in a decade.
But my Yaibale is Zonga Kasimate. The water of the river never flows backward.
Mitianoka, Hangaelela, Kasamorahu. The rivers of the water never flow backwards.
So, what do you do for the next decade? Where it could be tempting, let us not rush, but slow down and remember 3 things. 1, maybe remember to be humble. Understand that from London skies, Africa is morphed, reduced to its rudiments. From here, the horn is no more than the horns and the thorns that have laid bodies to the ground, bodies at our shores. But remember, the horn is also an instrument, where sound and dances adorn the shoulders of the Abesha, the necks of the Beha, and the legs of the Afar. Remember. 2,
let us remember the tracks. Our ideas will leave marks. The minds of academics from institutions like this one have shaped the past of the continent, and they will shape its future, forging the path of its development, its underdevelopment, for better or for worse. Ask the maladjusted ones from the structural programs birthed in cities such as this. May we be mindful of the trails that will remain. Remember. 3,
may we remember to continue. The dream is ours to bring alive. We have been brought to life for such a time as this. May we continue to be the one who sees, the one who speaks for the millions of dreams, soon to be 1 and 4, we've been forged in these halls for the world at large. So let's take action, take into account the ones at the margins,
and march on,
following onto the tracks others have tracked,
tracing our own,
remembering always that these trails will linger for centuries.
FLIA, what stories will they tell?
Thank you.